Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to put the manual transmission back in your 1999 to 2012 Porsche 911. And as always, every wacky, weird tool I use in this video will be linked in the description below of the video. If you have any questions at all, drop a comment. I'll be sure to get back to you. I want to make this video to help you out in case you're doing a flywheel install, a transmission rebuild, etc., etc. So I'll probably link this video in other videos, etc. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is make sure your battery is disconnected, since we're going to be working with the starter cable, which runs down the side of the transmission. You don't want to shock yourself. It's going to be a large load. Okay, so now we're going to go load the transmission on the transmission jack. I highly recommend this jack right here. It has both 36 inches of lift, fore and aft rotation to really get everything lined up. One thing I will say is that just in case you're having trouble lining up the splines of the clutch splines as well as the input shaft and transmission, you're going to turn both these drive shafts at the same time, left and right, to move that spline and turn it. I'll show you that in another video coming up. So what we're going to do is come in here. We're going to mate that trans up with the pressure plate, clutch, and flywheel. We've got the this sitting right now on a wood block. We're going to support the engine with a bottle jack and a floor jack, so we can adjust the height of the engine. We really want everything to be on the same planarity and parallel. So you're going to want adjustment of the transmission jack as well as the engine itself to get this all aligned. So as I mentioned, let's go load this transmission up on this jack. We're going to feed it through the front of the car. We've got our quick jacks here, full raise with the SUV risers. It's enough height to get the transmission in, and I'll show you how this all works. So the Sachs clutch kit comes with a new throw-out bearing. So what we're going to do is just pop this off right here, off our clutch fork. Okay. And then we're going to put the new one. There's two clips right here, one right there and one right there. I'm just going to go push this right into place. Pretty much just like that. Keep this surface clean as well, so you can see how it kind of fits in here just like this. Right now we're going to add some synthetic grease to this pilot sleeve right here, this joint right here, a little bit on this little nipple, and then on the clutch fork, a little bit in here, a little bit in here, so that everything is greased up real nice. Let me show you that right now. I'm just using a Red Line CV2 synthetic grease. Don't need that much, just a little tiny bit. I'm gonna do a little dab right here, a little dab on the splines, a little dab on this ball right here, and a little bit on this this clutch master cylinder. So a little bit on the splines here. I'll put some in here. Now the way that this works, okay, this hook goes on here. It's gonna go like this, okay, great. That's gonna retain everything. And then we're gonna go and slide this on. This needs to pop on here. Next order of business is going to be supporting the engine with a jack. We're going to move this subframe brace right here, and we're going to slide the transmission forward up to the engine, and then we're going to go adjust the height of the engine, which is going to be like its tilt, and then we're going to mate the transmission up to the engine right there, and then bolt it in. All right, we went ahead and removed the center brace right here, and for the next part of this video, I'm going to do a little time lapse, and I will narrate my way through this, just so I don't have like a 20-minute clip of here. So let's get that started. So you bring the transmission to the engine. You want to mate the face of the engine to the face of the transmission. Make sure they're both parallel to each other. Keep adjusting. Use all the knobs on the transmission jack. This jack is going to be critical to getting this in there. If you can't align the transmission, try moving the splines with the drive shafts, and eventually it'll go in and you can bolt it down. All right, guys, the transmission is mated to the engine. It takes some finagling to get it in there. It's a lot of like engine tilt down, engine tilt up, trans tilt down, trans tilt up, rotate the trans clockwise, counterclockwise. You really want to get that the input shaft to the transmission aligned with the pilot bearing of the flywheel and the splines of the clutch. So it takes a little finagling. Just keep working at it. It took me probably half an hour to get it in here. At this point, what I'm going to do is remove the engine support. We're going to lower the transmission down at like an angle, maybe like a 20-degree angle, so we can get access to the top bell housing bolts with a 3-foot extension. So I'm going to show you that now, of lowering the trans down and then getting access to that top bolt. Lower the engine, or remove the engine support. Okay, just like that. We're going to lower the transmission down. All right, that's pretty good. I don't want to go any further than that. All right, make sure this is locked. All right, guys, I'm currently behind the transmission. We're gonna do the top bolt right now. I'm just gonna show you what that, it's gonna be at the, I believe it's the 70 millimeter. Everything is gonna be on your screen with the bolt length as well as the torque required to do it. So there we go. So I'm gonna start this with my 3-foot extension here. All right, I'll put my impact on it right now and just drive it down. All right, you can probably see it says 12 on there. The next bolt, it's gonna be a long one. All right, it's gonna go to the around the 11 o'clock position on your screen right now, what size that bolt is. Okay, there we go. We're gonna start it by hand. Those threads started. All right, now we're gonna go stick the gun in. So we've got all the difficult to reach bolts. So now, I'm gonna go jack the trans up. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is put this transmission support brace on. All right, get a 16 deep socket. It's gonna be 2 nuts. All right, here's your starter cable. Take him off. Put him through this side. Gonna go on the passenger side of the car. Slide that up. Slide that up. Slide that up. Slide that up. Put these nuts back on. Get fucked. Now we can jack the trans up into this slot here. Cables, shifter cables, get them out of the way. Okay. Keep going up. Something like this. Sure. All right, next bracket. All right, went ahead and put in the upper like horseshoe brace around the trans. 2 bolts go through the mount here, as well as this right here. These 16-inch nuts are torqued to 48 foot-pounds, as well as these nuts up here. So let me get an extension. All right, 48. Last thing, we're gonna have these 2 bolts right here that go through here. Also 48 foot-pounds. And the other one as well. All right, with everything torqued down, we've removed the transmission jack. Next thing I'm gonna do is put the shift cable selector bracket in place right here. Got the numeric cables on here. I'm gonna go and pop these little things out. I'm gonna put these on right here for both. And then we're gonna go attach the cables. All right, I'm gonna do the outer cable first. This is gonna go right in here, just like that. Now we're gonna go and tighten these nuts down. Okay. All right, go ahead and tighten these down. Go ahead and do the outer cable first, tighten that down, then do the inner cable and tighten that down. Next thing we're gonna do is the clutch line. So if you come up in here, so that little rubber nipple, this guy right here, we're gonna pop him out. We're gonna thread in this banjo bolt right here. And so it's not gonna be easy to put on camera, so just go do that right now. Right now we're on the passenger side of the transmission, and we're gonna go ahead and put the starter cable bracket in place. So we're gonna have 2 10 millimeters right here. Also got some fasteners on the transmission that go up on this black bracket. We also need to do the reverse light switch. So go ahead and make this little connector up right here. It's gonna go right on top of the transmission. Right, just like that. 2 10 millimeter fasteners. Get this cable out of the way. Go ahead and put these in right here. All right, we're gonna go big, small, little, just like this. We're gonna tighten this down. All right, perfect. Close the door. Put this cable on that horseshoe bracket. You're gonna go and clamp it down. All right, just like that. Go ahead and get all your little cable bracket fasteners. Fasten these down. There's 2 of them. Okay, snug, great. All right, clip that in. Clip that in. Got one of these coolant brackets right here. Just like that. Great, down below. Got it. Got it. All right, that's in. Now we're gonna do the drive shafts, left and right. Go ahead and torque your drive shaft bolts to 60 foot-pounds. All right, for this next part of the trans install, putting some subframe stuff back in place. We're gonna have this cross member right here. These bolts, number 4, are gonna be torqued down to 81.5 foot-pounds. You can see right there. I'm gonna do that first, as well as the nut, number 5, is 81.5 foot-pounds. Okay, that's right there. Let me zoom out. All right, so nut number 5, 81.5 foot-pounds. Bolt number 4, 81.5 foot-pounds. And we're gonna have this diagonal member down here, like number 12 and 13. That's gonna be torqued down to 81.5 foot-pounds. And then we're gonna have this cross member right here, and that is also gonna be torqued down to number 9, 48 foot-pounds. So here it is right here. Let me show you the rear stabilizer bar as well. Here's the cross member that goes under the transmission. These bolts right here, top and bottom, there's 4 of them, 81.5 foot-pounds with a little dab of blue Loctite. Repeat for both sides. All right, to get to these cross members right here, let me show you guys real quick. All right, what here we're gonna do is jack up the engine. You're gonna have access to these bolts right here. You can move your quick jacks right there. 81.5 foot-pounds, 48 foot-pounds on this nut, and 81.5 on there. Do it for both sides and the next step. And then after you get those cross members bolted down, go ahead and lower car off the transmission jack back down onto the post there, just like that. All right, so the last thing we have to do is this middle link right here. Each bolt is 48 foot-pounds. Let's move on to the sway bars. These are 17 foot-pounds for these bolts right here on both sides. And then where it connects to the knuckle, this is gonna be 48 foot-pounds final tightening torque, which I'll show you right now on the screen. So here's the rear sway bar. So we're gonna have this end link right here, this drop link, number 6. That's gonna go to 37, then 90, then 48 foot-pounds at the end. So yeah, that's everything we need. Oh, and number 4 right here, stabilizer bar to the subframe. That's gonna be 17 foot-pounds. So we're just gonna go knock this out real quick and get to it. At this point, we can put the wheels in the car and lower it down. At this point, we're gonna lower the car onto the ground off the quick jacks and remove them from under the vehicle. That's how you put the manual transmission back in your 1999 to 2012 Porsche 911. Hope this video has helped you out. If you have any questions at all, put in the comment below. Consider subscribing, maybe a little thumbs up. And as I mentioned, every tool I've used in this video to help me out, such as the transmission jack, a long reach extension, etc., will be linked in the description below. So if you need any of those tools, go down there and check it out. Until next time, guys, thanks. See ya.